Hey, what's up, everyone? So, getting geared up, getting set up to launch my podcast. We're targeting late March 2025 for the launch date. Quite excited for that. There's a lot to do, though. So, busy working my way through a plan, through my roadmap, working out what it is I need, how I want to do this, making sure I've got all the bits and pieces, and then have a plan to go with it because you can't just wing your way through this sort of thing. And if you want to make a success out of anything in life, you need to actually put a bit of thought and effort into it, plan it out, and then go and do it. And of course, plans are never perfect to start with, but you have a plan, go, you encounter some teething issues, you learn, you adapt, you grow, you change, and so things go. So this is just a quick video just to, first of all, test out the editing software that I'm going to be using. So that is a good exercise for it. I want to test how well it works and how it functions and so on and so forth. So thank you for being part of my beta testing team, as it were. And so I thought with this video, what I'll do is just lay out the vision, as it were. So my channel is the Animal-Based Dad. And so the podcast is going to be the Animal-Based Dad podcast. That just makes sense. That is where it is. Fits seamlessly together, and I quite like that. And so I guess if I was to explain what the podcast is for, what I wanted to do is in a similar fashion to what Dr. Anthony Chaffee does, in similar fashion to what Dr. Andrew Huberman does, or Professor Andrew, rather. I want to bring free-to-consumer information about human metabolic health and how it is impacted and influenced, corrected, maintained, and augmented by various lifestyle change factors. For example, things like nutrition, sleep, exercise, grounding, light exposure, supplementation, various things learned and ancestrally appropriate, technology enabled and ancestrally appropriate is probably a different way to say that, but things that impact metabolic health to improve it, where improvement is needed, to maintain it, and also to augment it, and to sort of, the point being to try and lift your health span as high as possible across the entirety of your lifespan. And so it's going to be comprised of two parts. On one hand, I'm going to be interviewing expert guests. I have, over the course of several years of geeking out on metabolic health and nutrition, lifestyle change, built up a lot of really solid connections, from doctors and scientists to nutritionists, health coaches, life coaches. I've got a really good network of people that work in the metabolic health and wellness space, and that's quite exciting because there's a lot of expertise, there's a lot of knowledge, there's a lot of insights, pearls of wisdom there to gather. And I think I quite enjoy being able to interview some of them, hopefully all of them over time, but to just sit down and have unscripted conversations with them, ask them questions, get their feedback, and just talk our way through their views on metabolic health, their particular niche within the metabolic health space, what it is that they're focused on, how it's helping people, what their journey's been like, what their findings are, what their thoughts are, where they think things are going. And I think that'd be hugely interesting and informative for not just myself, but many others as well, hopefully. So that's one aspect of it. So unscripted one-on-one, not necessarily one-on-one, but unscripted interviews with guest speakers or expert guests, as it were. And then the other angle of it is an opportunity for me to share the knowledge and the views that I've acquired. So I've finished the work on the manuscript for my book. I'm in the process of getting it self-published now. And at some point I'll have agreed with Amazon KDP the publication date. And so I want to start to build a mailing list, as it were. I want to start building interest and getting people signed up to get sort of first dibs, first access to that once it's available. And so what I'll be doing is topic-specific monologues. Don't really like the term monologue, but topic-specific discussions where it's just me sharing my thoughts and findings from the literature review that I've done, the science I've gone through and unpacked and understood in the writing of my book on and one sort of topic at a time, and just build a picture from there through a series to highlight the sort of foundational aspects of the book, as it were. And then it won't just stop there, because there's only so far I can go before this individual book is published, and then off it goes. But to use it as an opportunity for me to air and voice my thoughts, the workings of my brain, how I see things fit together. And that's not to say that I'm going to be absolutely correct on everything. This is part of the learning process, being able to talk through and unpack ideas. So I quite look forward to that. And of course, it's not just going to be gospel according to Ricky, for lack of a more technical expression. It's going to be, here's the studies I've looked at, here's the science I've looked at, these are the experts that I've paid attention to, this is what was said, and here's how I see all of this fit together. So everything is going to be evidence-based. The evidence upon which the discussion is based is going to be included in the footnote. So every study that I reference will be included in the footnote, properly cited, and there for everyone to look up and research for yourselves, because that's what you should be doing. You should never just be taking people at face value because they've said something. And particularly in this space, you should be listening to what they say, checking their sources, cross-referencing that those two agree with each other, and then making your own mind up whether you believe that or not. So, yeah, I guess there's going to be two parts to this podcast. It's two channels, as it were, two sides. The first side is going to be the unscripted interviews with guest speakers. And the second side is going to be me unpacking a topic at a time, shorter form, more concise, but a deep dive, as it were, of a particular topic and the science and the evidence that I have been through that inform my opinion on that topic. And yeah, that's more or less where we are. That's the vision, that's the goal. And so I'll work through making sure I've got all the bits and bobs that I need. So as I said, this video is part and parcel of me testing some editing software. So if this is published, if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, the software seems to have worked, I guess. And if you're not watching it, you wouldn't know. So then we'll just keep going round and round until we get it right. And yeah, I think this will be good. I think this will be exciting. So I look forward to it. I look forward to sharing the journey with you. Please do interact. Please do comment. Please do subscribe if you do me that kindness. Cost you nothing, cost me nothing. It would help. Thank you.